Hello, everyone. As you well know, you're watching the Adrian Show. Today, playing Blue-Black Alchemy. This is one of Mike's favorite decks currently, and it's pretty well positioned right now. So I thought I would run through a league with it. Um, there are many different flavors of Blue-Black decks out there in Pauper. This one is defined by its titular card, Forbidden Alchemy, and also, unlike some of the other control decks, it tries to win with creatures, whereas sometimes the alchemy lists try and win only with stuff like Evankar's Justice. So let's go through the list. We got our mana base. I am playing one of each cycling land, as well as only 3 Deemer Aqueducts. Personal choice. I saw this mana base and I liked it. 4 copies of Preordain helps us, one of the best cantrips in the format. 3 copies of Disfigure, spot removal. Ghastly Demise, more spot removal. Tragic Slip, even more spot removal. We got a lot of spot removal. Really, though, what Mike and I have been discussing, what we think pushes this deck over the edge is Augur Bolus. Being able to keep putting gas into your hand is pretty powerful, as well as having a 1/3 road bump against the aggro matches. So it's a very strong card, and it's the reason that I think the deck is pretty good right now. 4 copies Counterspell, of course, we're a blue control deck. 3 copies Chainers, 2 copies Doomblade, 2 copies Echoing Decay, 1 copy Agony Warp. So this is a deck that's just essentially chocked or jam-packed, I should say, with removal. And then we have some creatures in our Augur Bolus. We have 3 copies of Muldrifter, 4 copies Gurmag Angler. I wonder if these should be inversed, but normally I look up a list online, and that's kind of what I did here. I did make a few adjustments to the sideboard, but by and large, this was one of the most successful lists, so I'm willing to give it a shot. 2 copies Soul Manipulation, which is a very powerful card in this deck because we can both counter a threat that our opponent has as well as return something like a Muldrifter to our hand. And then with the titular card, like I said, 3 copies of Forbidden Alchemy, which you can read it. We get to put cards in our library, which we want to do for Angler, and we also have some flashback cards. And then we get to take the best one and put it into our hand, and then we can sift through some of the chaff. Excuse me. In the sideboard, I've included 2 copies of Curfew to shore up the Boggles matchup. I don't really want to have to rely on my 3 Chainers to win that. 2 copies of Hydroblast. 2 copies of Prohibit, which is a very good counter spell, but not always relevant. So I'm including it in the sideboard instead of the main deck. 2 copies of Stormbound Geist for other control matchups. 2 copies Nausea for the little decks. I'm trying a 1-of Thorn of the Black Rose in case we ever want to play the Monarch game. 2 Vodalian Zombies for Stompy, and then 2 copies Nihil Spellbomb for other graveyard decks. So it's a pretty sweet deck, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I'll see everyone in match 1. All right, here we are in match 1. Sweet. Let's get that a little smaller. I think this hand's probably pretty good. We have Dismal Backwater, 2 Augurs, Counterspell. We got mana. We got stuff. We'll go ahead and keep. Our opponent's keeping as well. Go ahead and close this for now. Okay, yeah. Basic Forest could indicate Stompy, Boggles. We'll see after this turn 1. Could be Elves. Could still be Stompy or Boggles. Probably not Elves anymore, though. That makes my Chainer's Edict much worse, unfortunately. That does make my Augur Bolus okay, though. I think I have to go ahead and play it on turn 2, even though I kind of need more land, just because I want to be able to get a blocker in play. So if they drop down like Skargan Pitskulk here, then what do I do? Might just hold up Doomblade and try and get them with a Rancor. Yeah, that seems a little bit better than playing the Augur right now, actually. Yeah, I think I want to hold up the Doomblade now. Maybe we'll just wait on the Augur, because I don't want them to resolve a Rancor on one of these creatures. And we still need to hit land drop. So yeah, we'll go ahead and play our island, just pass the turn. We got Counterspell and Doomblade up. Was really hoping to draw a land in the first couple here. So I can see this being an issue with the deck where you just kind of get bowled over sometimes. especially now that our edict is so bad. I still don't really see a reason to kill anything, though. I want to save it so I can get a 2-for-1, like the Hunger the Howl pack or something. Ooh, Riverbow is actually going to be very annoying. I think that that's actually good enough to counter because I won't be able to block it and I won't be able to kill it. Now I think I'm going to have to play the Augur. I guess we could still leave up Doomblade. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, this is not looking great. I really need to draw. I need to not miss a land drop. If I miss a land drop, I think we're in very bad shape. But I also don't think this matchup is unwinnable. Well, not exactly what I wanted, but it will. It is a land, so I am actually going to play it. It does get the job done for now, and then I think what I do is I still hold up the Doomblade, and I wait and see if my opponent. Like I'm not dead next turn, right? I have 3 turns on this board. You know, they have 7 power. I'm at 17, so it's 3 hits before they actually kill me. They only have 1 card in hand, so I do think it is worth it to just sort of hang loose here. And if the last card in their hand is anything good, I'll be able to kill it and kill something in response. Like if they try and like kick a vines here. If they don't do anything, I think end of the turn I'm going to attempt to Doomblade the Pit Skulk. Because I want to do something. I need to do something else next turn. I can't just keep holding up this Doomblade. But doing it out of combat so that they can't, vines in response or something. Let's see, there's another Chainer's Edict. So let's see. We have 2 cards in our yard. It's not really enough to start thinking about the Angler. I think we're gonna have to play the Augur. I hope it's good enough on chump duty. Let's see, we could block the Wolf. Grabbing the Ghastly Demise or just totally whiff. That's cool too. Yikes. So yeah, now what our plan is we're gonna block the Young Wolf and then next turn hope to rip a land and then go Edict and try and clear up our opponent's board. Oh yeah, and also no one on tap unless they have another green card in hand. Well, there's the Rancor. That's actually very unfortunate. I don't think I could have kept holding up the Doomblade though. I think the plan is the same though. I guess that was actually I would have lost to a kicked Vines of the Vastwood there, so maybe that was not the greatest plan, but it was the plan I chose, so it worked and it worked out. Disfigure is actually perfect here. So we're gonna go ahead and Chainers. Another consideration is I feel like if my opponent had Vines of the Vastwood, they would have used it already. So I think I'm probably safe to try and disfigure this Nettle Sentinel without a I want to do it on their turn, and I think the benefit of doing it on their turn outweighs the benefit of playing around Vines of the Vastwood. Well, that's certainly going to trigger me to do something. Let's see. If that happens, I can chump it with my Augur. I can still get rid of this. Yeah, I think I'm still in for... I think I'm in for that. Chumping here with Augur, and then because I care more about the trample damage right now. I can just eat. I can just well, not eat it, but I can certainly block it. So that means the last card in their hand is not a land. Otherwise, I think they would have played it and then tried to pump the Sentinel, maybe. But now it kind of doesn't matter what happens. Like, if they have a way of pumping the Nettle Sentinel, I'm dead. Yeah, if they have like a Vines here, yeah, if they have like any sort of pump spell, I'm actually dead. It doesn't matter if it's Vines or not. Yeah, how does it feel to have everything, I guess? Let's go ahead and go to sideboard. We were just a little too slow that game. Definitely bringing in that. Prohibit doesn't seem bad. Well, actually, counterspells don't seem amazing. So let's take out 2 counterspells, leaving all of our removal. Play some Vidalian zombies. Soul manipulation actually seems kind of slow. Prohibit does seem a little bit better. Prohibit, we can, counter basically everything in their deck for just 2 mana. As opposed to, 2 blue mana, that's really what I'm trying to say. So yeah, let's go ahead and submit that. We'll be on the play. We'll have to mulligan this. We'll have to keep this. Still very slow. We do have the Echoing Decay, though. Would love to have a Preordain in this hand. Well, there it is. I guess I can go ahead and put it on top. And that way draw it, and then play it, and then Deemer Aqueduct next turn. That seems pretty good. Young Wolf. Preordain from us. I definitely don't want this Angler, because I can't even fuel the one I have right now. Question then is do I want this Dismal Backwater to keep hitting my land drops? I think the answer is yes. So that we can theoretically set up a turn where we Alchemy and Angler. Next turn we can play the Backwater, leave up Echoing Decay. And just sort of go from there and try and operate at instant speed for the rest of the game. Like the absolute worst case here. Well, actually, yeah. Even if they go like Burning Tree, something, I can still Echoing Decay the Burning Trees. So I can still 2 for 1. Well, that's pretty good. Although, of course, I immediately upgrade them to 2/2s. Well, yeah, it'd have to be pretty bleak next turn for me to want to do that now. So now we have some options. I think maybe it's better to, instead of trying to, now I wish I'd scry this at the bottom, obviously, but I think we'll just replay the island and we'll go for the Forbidden Alchemy plan. I was just worried about not hitting my land drops and not being able to do 2 things in 1 turn, which is how I think we're going to end up beating this deck. But like Forbidden Echoing Decay seems so bad now. At least the clock is relatively slow. And is, not as good versus Gurmag Angler. Sahana Ledgewalker is pretty annoying. Let's Forbidden Alchemy. Pop out my graveyard. All right, got a couple of options here. Augur of Bolus is actually pretty tempting because it can block all of this. So yeah, let's grab Augur. And a Chainer's not bad. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to play out the Swamp. Yeah, we're going to play out the Swamp. Then we're going to leave up Echoing Decay, Augur. But first, I think, let's play the auger. Okay, we get a disfigure. Play out the swamp. And then pass the turn. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I actually could play out the Gurmag Angler, but I think I want to leave up my removal spells. Yeah, we'll play the Angler next turn after we've hopefully filled our yard a little bit more. Is there a way to make this bigger? There we go. That graveyard is kind of important. I guess I'll put it up here. What are my hotkeys? F2 is okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be block. And I'm willing to take 3 here. So now I guess, do I want to disfigure? Do I want to go ahead and echoing decay? Well, I think I have to kill that. All right. Opponent just has tons of creatures. So do I think it's worth it to go ahead and kill off the young wolf? I think I am, because I want to free up my mana to play the Gurmag Angler, and then I'll be able to disfigure the Shinnin next turn. I'll be able to disfigure the Shinnin. If I draw Swamp, I'll be able to Chainers. Yeah, I think I have to do this now. All right, opponent now has no cards in hand. So that's the best case scenario. They had to use this reactively. So that's like best case scenario. Another auger is not bad. Let's definitely go ahead and disfigure the Shinnin. And then I think we can play the auger and the angler. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can do both. So what we'll do is we'll float a black, cast the auger. Take this preordain. And then delve this angler. And we can even keep our Forbidden Alchemy. So now I feel pretty good. Now we have a real shot at winning. We have a lot of beefy blockers. We've got this Chainers, which I want to use after we get rid of these young wolves, unfortunately. Makes sense to attack with those. Because we can't really attack. 2 Vault Scourges, okay. Let's start off with this Preordain. Prohibit Angler. I don't think I really want either of these. Because I need to deal with my opponent's current board. Preordain again. Mole Drifter is good. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, cannot cast it quite yet. So we will need to fade just one more turn here. But we can Alchemy into turn. Yeah, we need to fade one more draw step, I think. So not quite out of the woods yet, unfortunately. And when we Alchemy, we're gonna do it with leaving up black. But the Muldrifter is definitely the air defense that we need here. I don't think they can kill us here. Certainly thinking about it, though. We are getting some pretty hairy life totals. I haven't seen this deck play shit on a life for in quite a while. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available to me. I think this Disfigure is good because I want to be able to kill these Vault Scourges, which are black creatures. Do I want to go ahead and do it now? Yeah, why not? Freeze up my mana next turn. If they want to react, they'll be forced to react here. I do like my opponent having to use so many of their spells defensively. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I want to leave up blue, blue in case I draw counterspell. 5. Vidalian Zombie, Echoing Decay. Echoing Decay is awesome. Should I use it now? I think so. And then next turn I'll play Vidalian Zombie. But right now this just gives me the most amount of outs to. They don't have any way of protecting these. It's a 2-for-1. There's no reason not to do it now. I'm behind enough on life that I don't want to risk getting blown out again. Like a top deck Vines or something, and now I can start getting in with my. Now we're just going to start getting in a position where I can play this Vidalian Zombie to lead back the Wolves and then start getting in with the Muldrifter. I actually think I'm going to attack with my Angler, and then they can't really attack me back. And if they want to kill the Angler, they're going to have to block with everything. Yeah, this way my Edict will be live sooner rather than later. I'm not going to play it now. I'd like to get a good, clean kill off of it, and they still have one young wolf left. All right, Nettle Sentinel. Yeah, now I'm feeling very good about this game. I think we're finally in a position. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't flash anything back. Tragic Slip, pretty good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This also makes it that if they try and double block me, I can blow them out, maybe. Yeah, no real reason to use the slip quite yet. It does get a little bit worse if my opponent top decks Rancor here, because I actually can't kill anything with it. I can kill Kyrian Ranger, though. I probably will go ahead and just kill Kyrian Ranger, honestly. Because I still can't flashback this Forbidden Alchemy, right? Yeah, it costs 7, 1, 2, 3, yeah, only 6. Augur's fairly good. Still can't flashback the Forbidden Alchemy, but whatever. We're committing to our board, and we're doing stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this back. We don't really need it right now. Is there not a way to make this bigger? Unfortunately, I'm not playing Evankar's Justice, which would be great here. I mean, it would kill some of my stuff, sure, but it would clear my opponent's entire board, so that'd be nice. Let's go ahead and take this counter spell. Then how much does Chainers cost to flashback? 7 also. Yeah, so we're not doing that. We're still gonna be very conservative and just attack with the Angler though. We're only at 10 life. My opponent could conceivably draw something to get them out of this. Okay, but they go ahead and concede. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win that one. Cool. So got there. I wonder if Thorn of the Black Rose is good against them. It feels very so in the Monarch deck, I think the Monarch card is pretty good against them, but Thorn of the Black Rose seems a little bit worse because I don't really want to, like, the Monarch deck wants to tap out like every turn and keep playing things. I don't think my deck really wants to tap out because I have so many reactive spells. So I don't really think this is the matchup for Thorn of the Black Rose, and then if they take it from me, I can probably never get it back. So yeah, that's probably more for the grindy control decks, like the Mirror or Teachings or something. So my opponent does get to go first this go around. Wow. Can't keep this. Triple Aqueduct, eh? Yeah, I don't think so. Oof. We're gonna keep it only because we have a Scry and a Preordain. 2 Preordains. Probably worth it to keep both. Yeah, I think we can get out of this off the Dismal Backwater and 2 Preordains. On the play, this would be much better, but yeah. We just gotta hope that we can get another land. That my opponent doesn't have too much more. Like if they go like turn 2, double Young Wolf, I'm probably pretty sunk. Yeah, this doesn't look... Okay, Rancor is actually not the end of the world. If I top deck a land, I can just Edict this Sentinel and they don't have anything. Or any removal spell, really. I just need to draw a removal spell. Or a land. Maybe shouldn't have kept Preordain on top, but Preordain's pretty good when you're behind on cards and you need to hit specific things, be they land drops or spells, so... No! Edict no longer live. Removal really no longer live. Man, that bites. Agony Warp's actually pretty decent. I'm going to put the Swamp on top. Alchemy on the bottom. I don't really want that. Another island would have been awesome because then I could have preordained again. As it is, though, Agony Warp isn't bad. It does kill a Sentinel and it fogs Young Wolf for a turn. And it's gonna do work. It's gonna do work. Killing Sentinel and fogging the Wolf are pretty big. So not out of this yet. Gonna be smacked for 5 next turn. Would really like to draw a blue source, like an island, so that I can preordain. I think my worst land draw would be Deemer Aqueduct, because then I would have to Agony Warp on my turn, which is, of course, worse. Consideration for fogging the Sentinel and killing the Wolf? No, because then they'll just kill the Wolf when I Chainers them, and then no matter what, they're going to have a creature left. So yeah, I'm going to be at 12. The end of my opponent's next turn. There are 22 lands in the deck. So there's 28 more I could draw. Opponent deep in the tank in the end of my turn. La da 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 da. Opponent deep in the tank. So last night was F&M, and I can't get over this story. I was playing as Aaron beforehand. We were playing Modern, and it was it was just really goofy. Playing with Aaron is a really, really goofy experience. And, because we're both guys, we like to sing, we like to joke around. And I don't remember what really was happening, but I think we were like shuffling each other's decks, and then I started drawing cards from his deck, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And then we started doing this like fake wrestling announcer voice, and we went, "Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, he's drawing cards from his opponent's deck," and that was really funny. So I thought I'd tell you that story while we sit here and wait for Goggy87 to decide how they want to do at the end of my turn. And oh my God, he's got a Rancor on a Nettle Sentinel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most brutal match I've ever seen. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Groundsel will get me pretty good here. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. That's annoying. That's something I'm gonna have to deal with eventually. If I'm ever serious about blocking. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen that card get played, but it is working for my opponent this game. Yeah, I don't know if we can win anymore. It's gonna be hard. Echoing Decay is a good place to start. I really needed to draw a land though, and I'm too afraid to preordain and whiff. But let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I have to do it. I don't think I can just not play a land this turn. All right, let's bottom. Oh, better lucky than good. Am I right? Awesome. So yeah, we're just gonna hold it up. Because what I want to do is kill this Nettle Sentinel mid-combat. Unfortunately, this Rancor is just going to get passed around a whole bunch. There's no green ninjutsu. I think we're going to Agony Warp. We're going to kill the Sentinel. Oh, really? Oh, well, that makes this way easier. We're going to kill this Pit Skulk. And, I mean, it's the same play. And hope the last card's not Vines of Vastwood. That's the only reason I can think for doing this is that you have Vines of Vastwood. Do they win if they Vines me? Yeah, I think they do just win. Yeah, unfortunately, my opponent kind of had it all this game, and we were obviously a little slower. Oh, they don't just win, actually. Huh. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm actually at 1. So, yeah, they don't just win. Groovy. I mean, there's no way I'm going to win, right? Huh. Yeah, there's just no way I'm going to win now is the problem, being at 1 life with the Shinnin on the table. All right, we'll go ahead and concede. And he's drawing. All right, I'll stop. All right, I'll see everyone in match.